GB News slapped with more complaints after dangerous comment. A GB News program has received an additional 1,160 Ofcom complaints this week, totaling them to nearly 12,000. Alex Armstrong's show, which aired on 5th July, triggered thousands of complaints following a guest's remarks about Pride events. Guest Caroline Farrow caused outrage after questioning whether Pride events are appropriate for children just a day after London Pride, which attracted 35,000 attendees in celebration. She had said, "I think the problem that Pride has is that it's not about gay rights."
Love watermelon but hate the sticky cutting mess? This compact 2-in-1 tool slices neat cubes and flips into a retractable fork for easy serving at parties, picnics, or home. Want to get the best verified deal and see full details? Visit grabdeal.us/3 right now.
It has become about celebrating every single sexuality that isn't heterosexuality, including some very bizarre and unhealthy kinks and quirks, like furries and bestiality, and even minor attracted. They call themselves minor attracted. Pedophiles, reports the Mirror. Despite a statement from GB News and Armstrong addressing the backlash on his show the following week, complaints have continued to be reported to watchdog Ofcom, with a further 1,160 Ofcom complaints recorded this week. An Ofcom spokesperson said, "Complaints related to comments from contributor Caroline Farrow during a discussion about Pride. The total number of complaints to Ofcom about this is 11,693. Following the backlash to Farrow's remarks, GB News subsequently issued a statement to Pink News. These comments were expressed within a live debate by a contributor. They were her own views and do not reflect the views or editorial position of GB News. Anyone watching the debate would have noted the comments were robustly and repeatedly challenged by two other contributors. GB News takes its responsibilities as a regulated broadcaster seriously and complies with all of its obligations under the Ofcom Broadcasting Code." Her comments were called dangerous and abhorrent by critics, including Green Party leader Zach Polanski, who signed an open letter. He called on Ofcom to investigate, joining calls from Drag Race UK star Bimini and clothing and record label She/They. Their statement read, "An open letter to Ofcom, the UK media regulator. How is it that GB News and others are allowed to say that Pride is about celebrating minor attraction and bestiality when it's not true? LGBTQIA+ people find these things just as abhorrent as anyone else does. Do your job and hold these channels to account. It's so dangerous to allow lies like this to appear as fact when people don't think critically." The following week on his program, Armstrong also addressed the controversy, stating that Farrow's comments were ones he fundamentally rejects. He said, "Tonight I want to address outrage from the LGBT community and press over comments made by one of our guests last weekend. We welcome robust and difficult debates on this channel, and particularly on this show. It is not, and never will be, an echo chamber for anybody. That's why we always have a dissenting voice on all of my shows, want you to hear all aspects of every debate. That's made it even more important when guests come on my show and make statements that are considered homophobic or deeply offensive, that they are challenged and balanced by me and my guests if they do that. But sometimes I feel it's necessary to go a bit further, and I'm going to do that tonight." Comments made by guests last weekend conflated gay pride with the celebration of pedophilia. This is an age-old gay trope that's been used over a number of years to demonize and slander gay people. And as I said to the guest during that segment, it is a statement I fundamentally reject and have not witnessed when attending Pride myself. The debate we were meant to be having was around whether or not Pride was suitable for children. Those comments by guests had no place in that discussion, and in my opinion, were lazy and offensive arguments that don't reflect my views or the views of this channel, where many LGBT people also work. He went on to express his frustration with critics attempting to misrepresent my views in other ways to try and paint me as homophobic. Armstrong continued, "I will not be smeared by people and media who are politically motivated to try and cancel me for simply opposing their political ideology. As many of you already know, I am openly gay. I very, very rarely talk about it or discuss my sexuality because I believe it is such a small part of my character. And frankly, I don't think you, the British public, care about it or have any interest in who I'm attracted to. Nor does being gay have any bearing on my politics, and nor should it ever. I maintain that Pride is not suitable for children. It contains adult material and products, even on so-called Family Day. There's a lot of alcohol, scantily dressed individuals, and political propaganda, all things I don't believe are suitable for children.